Hello students, welcome to another video. This is Hamza Noor from Aero Education Network, and in this video I'm going to discuss a few more questions for International A-Level Edexcel S1. Particularly we are dealing with the topic probability. Okay, so here we have June 2023 question number 4. So the question is saying that a bag contains a large number of colored counters. Each counter is labeled A, B or C. 30% of the counters are labeled A, 45% of the counters are labeled B, and the rest of the counters are labeled C. It is known that 2% of the counters labeled A are red, 4% of the counters labeled B are red, and 6% of the counters labeled C are red. One counter is selected at random from the bag. Complete the tree diagram on the opposite page to illustrate this information. So here we have the tree diagram. We will complete this. Okay. So since we know that 30% of the counters are A, so the probability of A is zero point 0.3 and 45% of the counters were B. So 0.45 is basically the probability of B. And the remaining would be C. So 1 minus zero point 0.3 minus 0.45. This will give you a value of 0.25. Okay. And then it says that 2% of the counters labeled A are colored red. Okay, so this means that when the counters are A, so those which are colored red are 2%. So those which are colored not red, those which are not red is 1 minus zero point 0.02, which will be 0.98. Okay, and since it says that the 4% of the counters labeled B are red, so not red are 1 minus zero point 0.04. 1 minus 4%. So this will be 0.96. Okay. And then 6% of the counters labeled C are red. So here we have 6%. So 1 minus 6%, this will give us 0.94. So in this way, we complete the tree diagram over here in part A. Okay. So now we can easily attempt the remaining parts. So part B is saying that calculate the probability that the counter is labeled A and is not red. Okay, so the counter is labeled A and is not red. As simple as that. 0.3 multiplied by 0.98. Okay, but it's not a compulsion to, mention these expressions in a symbolic form. However, I have mentioned the expressions over here. Since this value over here, this is a form of expressing the conditional probability, which is that the probability that a counter is not red, given that it was A, given that it was labeled A. Okay, so this value 0.98 is basically the conditional probability under the condition that event A has occurred. So here what we are doing is that along the tree diagram we are going, so multiplication is happening. Okay, so we can say that the probability of A multiplied by the conditional probability that a counter is not red given that A has happened. Or you can just simply say that we are finding the probability of A intersection not red. Or we can just simply mention this thing. A, after A we have an R, meaning not red. Or you can say R complement. But it's not compulsory to mention this in a symbolic form. All you need to do is just start your working by mentioning the numerical values. So 0.3 multiplied by 0.98. So 0.294 is your answer. As simple as that. Part B answer is 0.294. Then in part C, it says that calculate the probability that the counter is red. Okay, so we are looking for the event when the counter is red, meaning event R. So either this case, or you can say this case, or you can say this case. In all of these three cases, the counter can be said that it is red. Okay. So either when it is from A or B or C. So these three values will be added together. So I've just mentioned this in a symbolic way like this. Okay, AR, BR, or CR. Either A and then red, or B then red, or C then red. Okay, so when we are going along the tree diagram horizontally, so the probabilities are being multiplied. Basically, one event is followed by another event. Okay, and when we are going vertically on the tree diagram, so the probabilities are added. Okay, so these basic concepts you must be well versed with. So AR means after A, the counter is red. So this means zero point 0.3 multiplied by 0.02. Then blue red. After blue, it is red. So 0.45 multiplied by zero point 0.04. Then we have C and then red. So 0.25 multiplied by zero point 0.06. So 3 over 500 plus 9 over 500 plus 3 over 200. So altogether your value is 0.039. This is supposed to be your answer to part C. Okay, then we have part D. It says that we have a condition. Given that the counter is red, find the probability that it is labeled C. So we need to find the conditional probability that C given red has happened. Okay, so the working for part D is on the next page. I'll fit this picture to the complete page. Okay, now it's fine. Okay, so here is a working for part D. We need to find the conditional probability over here. So we need to find the probability that the counter is labeled C given that it is colored red. So C intersection red divided by the probability of red. So C intersection red is exactly the same thing as saying, 0.25 multiplied by zero point 0.06. Okay. So here we have the value in the numerator and upon, as we have already found the answer to part C that the counter is colored red. So the probability is 0.039. So this means 0.015 divided by 0.039. So 5 over 13 is supposed to be your answer. In this way, we have attempted this question, which is June 2023, question number 4. So now let's move on to the next question. After this, we have another question, same paper, question number 6. So let's discuss this one as well. June 2023, question number 6. It says that three events A, B, and C are such that the probability of event A is 0.1 and the probability of B given A is 0.3 and the probability of A union B is 0.25 and probability of C is 0.5. Given that A and C are mutually exclusive, find the probability of A union C. So first thing first, as we know that A and C are mutually exclusive, so this means that the probability of A intersection C is equal to 0. There is no overlap between event A and C. A and C cannot happen at the same time. So this essentially means that the probability of A union C is equal to the probability of A plus the probability of C. Okay. So this means 0.1 plus zero point 0.5, which is equals to 0.6. So this is how you do part A. Because you know the relationship between any two events, if you say A and C, so probability of A union C is equals to probability of A plus probability of C minus probability of A intersection C. This is actually probability of A or C. Okay. So basically when A intersection C is equal to 0, when A and C are mutually exclusive, so this essentially means that A union C is equals to A plus C. Okay. So in this way, 0.1 and 0.5 will be added, and this will give you an answer of 0.6. After that, we have part B, which says that show that the probability of B is 0.18. Okay, so what we know the fact is that the condition which is given to us according to event A and B, we have a conditional probability that B given A is 0.3. Okay, so first thing first, what I can say is that when we have the condition that the probability of B given A is 0.3, so this means the formula is like this: the probability of B intersection A divided by the probability of event A. This is equals to zero point 0.3. And you know, B intersection A is the same thing as saying A intersection B. Agreed with this? And A intersection B, if you want to find, so probability of A plus probability of B minus probability of A union B. All right, and as we know that A is given to us zero point 0.1, B is unknown. We don't know B yet, but A union B is given to us 0.25, and B intersection A is given to us 0.3. Okay, so we need to show the probability of B. So I can say that in place of B intersection A, I can write zero point 0.1 plus probability of B minus 0.25, and then completely divided by zero point 0.1, meaning the probability of A is 0.1. So completely divided by zero point 0.1, this whole thing is equal to 0.3. And I just need to solve this equation, okay? So when you solve this equation, you have shown that the probability of event B is equals to 0.18. As simple as that. This was the requirement of part B. After this, it says that given also that B and C are independent. Okay, so when events are independent, okay, so we can say that the probability of B intersection C is equal to the probability of B multiplied by the probability of C. Okay, so draw a Venn diagram to represent the events A, B, and C and the probabilities associated with each region. Okay. So as we know the fact that, B and C are independent, so we can easily calculate the value of B intersection C just by using the fact that B multiplied by C, because B and C are said to be independent. Okay, so here is the working, which starts over here for part C. As B and C are independent, so the probability of B intersection C is probability of B multiplied by the probability of C. So 0.18 into zero point 0.5, this will give you a value of 0.09. Okay, I'm just considering what are the overlaps between the events because I need to make a Venn diagram on the next page. That's why. Then, as far as A intersection B is concerned, so we already have seen this thing. Okay, we can say that zero point 0.1 plus 0.18 minus 0.25. We have used the equation over here. Okay. So this means that zero point 0.1 plus 0.18 and then you subtract 0.25. So this gives us a value of 0.03. And as we know that A intersection C will be equal to 0 because A and C are mutually exclusive. So we can say that the probability of A intersection C is equal to 0. There would be no overlap between the circles of events A and C. Okay, so here is the final page. I'll just enlarge the picture. Okay, and I also mentioned, oh, okay, so I brought the screenshot over here. Okay, this is the same working, and I brought the screenshot on this page. Okay, and here are basically two possible ways to make a Venn diagram. One is this one, and the other one is this one. I'll explain both approaches over here. Okay, so first of all, we have identified the overlaps. You need to remember that A and C are mutually exclusive, so there is no overlap between A and C. So there is no overlap at all between A and C. Okay, so here is basically one perfect way to do this, that you make the circles in this order, that there is overlap between A and B. There is overlap between B and C. How do you know that there is overlap between B and C? Because B and C are independent. So when B and C are independent, so the probability of B intersection C is equal to the probability of B multiplied by probability of C. All of the things which we have established in the previous working. So first thing first, start mentioning with the overlapping regions. So B intersection C over here, and then A intersection B over here. Okay, what you know the fact is that the probability of event A is zero point 0.1. So only A, which is not having any overlap with B, only A which is not having any overlap with B would be zero point 0.1 minus 0.03. So this is supposed to be 0.07. Okay. And as you know that the probability of B we have already shown 0.18, isn't it, in part B. So basically from 0.18, from 0.18 you are going to subtract the two overlaps. Okay, and here you will get the value which is equals to 0.06. And as far as event C was concerned, so the probability was given to us in the question, 0.5. Okay, so if you want to find only C where there is no overlap with B, so zero point 0.5, from 0.5 you need to subtract the overlap between B and C. So here you get the value 0.41. And this region which is inside the rectangle and outside these three circles, okay, so from 1 you need to subtract all these values. Okay, so 1 and then you subtract all of the sum over here. Okay, so you are able to get 0.34. And here you mention the symbol ellipson sign, which means universal set. One other way is to, you know, make the sketch like this, that you can show an overlap between all of the events. I mean, if anyone sees your Venn diagram, they are able to see that there is overlap between all events. But since there is no actually overlap, between A and C, because A and C are mutually exclusive, right? So first you need to mention that A intersection C is equal to 0. You just need to mention this thing, A intersection C is equal to 0. All right. And another thing, that there would be no overlap between A, B, and C. Since there is no overlap between A and C, so there should be no overlap between A, B, and C. So what I'm trying to say is that when there is no overlap between A and C, meaning when the probability of A intersection C is equal to 0, so this essentially means that probability of A intersection B intersection C is also equal to 0. This makes sense? Because overall there is no overlap between A and C, so there should be no overlap between A, B, and C as well. Okay, so A intersection B intersection C is also equal to 0. So if you make your Venn diagram in this way, this is first thing which you need to mention over here. This is the most important thing over here. And then you find the remaining values as it is. Okay, so A intersection B value is over here. The overlap between A and B only, which is outside C, and then B intersection C you write over here, this is outside A. Okay, and the remaining values you will write as it is in the same way which we made the Venn diagram over here. So these are basically two ways to make your Venn diagram in this case. All right, so for the purpose of this video I've discussed these two questions from the same paper, June 2023, question number 6, and the previous one was question number 4. Okay, so I'll be uploading more videos. Stay tuned to my channel. Thanks for watching. Assalamu alaikum.